Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Why the soft?
I don't know.
voice,
Hi, guys.
Seth?
We're live. This is Stars in the House.
That's right. I'm James Wesley. This is my husband, Seth Rudetsky.
Hi. This is the live stream we do twice a day, 2 p.m. and 8 p.m. I feel like we need a little bit more light in here now.
I don't
know. I guess
the light is good.
At this age. We do it at 2 p.m. and 8 p.m. Eastern. I'm saying, so let's keep it dark.
Okay.
It's all for the Actors Fund, which we always say is a misnomer, meaning the Actors Fund. And here's the thing. I feel like, why do I keep explaining it? You know why? Because everything I explain, I get emails about. People keep going, what are you guys using to broadcast? I mean, I get probably at least 10 emails a day. So we use StreamYard.com to broadcast. I'm going to keep repeating things. StreamYard.com to broadcast.
Right.
We think all theater companies should do it. Anyone that wants to broadcast, it's really easy to use. StreamYard.com. What is the Actors Fund? It's for anyone in the entertainment and arts that do anything.
Performing arts, yeah.
On stage and off stage, backstage. And people do, and across the country, box office people, opera singers, wedding singers, anyone that makes money from the arts can get help in the Actors Fund.
Yeah, there was just a great article that I just read in the Washington Post that talks about gig workers, about actors in the DC area, and how, thanks to people like Kate Shendel, fought to make sure that in the $2 trillion stimulus plan, that you could, if you were a gig worker, meaning most people in the arts, could apply for unemployment, because all these, it was this couple and they're both like in the field and they lost all of their work and they don't know when they're going to be able to go back. So
we don't have steady jobs normally. So thank gosh, gig workers can get it. If you need help for how do I get all this help, you can go to actorsfund.org. By the way, just to actually ask for specific help, like I can't pay my rent, can't pay medical bills. Also, Actors Equity has a way for you to figure out how to get the unemployment. I heard right now it's really messy and really hard, but it's going to work out eventually.
Right.
Okay, what else?
Last night, so yesterday we were having some platform issues because, like everything else.
Hold on, same question we always get. How do you donate?
It's right there at the bottom, starsinthehouse.com, and it all goes to the Actors Fund.
Thank you, Isabel.
Absolutely. Some people may be watching for the first time, I think, because
some people are watching.
Have some Canadians here.
And how about this?
Oh, there you go.
It's 12 hours. Oh my God, it's 2 a.m. in the morning. Mary, you should be asleep.
Why? She needs to see the show, then she can go to
sleep. All right, go to sleep at 3 a.m. I don't think they read this. I'm reading it right now.
All right. What was I going to say?
You're saying people watching
the platform. Platform. So we had some problems yesterday, and I think StreamYard was really great about responding, but basically, it's like more people than ever are using it, and fewer people than ever are working it. I think they've been affected by what. So anyway, they're going to help. But they also told us that maybe to not have so many people on the platform. So Frasier may be the last time that we have that big of a cast.
10 people.
That was crazy.
Oh, we can do it. We just have to space it out better. We had all 10 people waiting the whole time, and it kept.
Yeah. My point is, I think I just overlooked these amazing texts because David Hyde Pierce. It was so fun having the cast on, and I don't know if you saw, Seth, but there were all those comments that had the British spellings for things. We had a large. Frasier must be a really huge. It was a huge show here, but I have a feeling it was even bigger in the UK, and our show got into one of the British papers. And they talked about how emotional the cast was and how lovely it was to see them all together.
They were so happy to see each other, and they all thanked us for coming on the show. You can you can watch any past episode. That's the other question we get all the time. Go to starsinthehouse.com. Any past episode.
The only thing that won't be there is Plays in the House.
Yeah, Plays in the House airs once.
Exception. But what I was going to say was David Hyde Pierce wrote me this morning wrote us both to say how, what a great time he had. But also he's like, did anyone donate? Because I didn't read the donations. I either didn't get the text or I didn't see it. But
we got a ton of donations. Here's a smattering.
Here's a smattering. I'm really just going to read a few, and then I'm going to read the grand total because it's pretty astonishing. Beverly from New Jersey. So the answer is, David, yes, a lot of people gave. I just didn't see it in the mix of everything else. Richard from New York, $25. Cecily? How would you say that? Seth from Colorado. Cecily from from Colorado, $10. Don from Indiana, $50.
Hey, that's our first Indiana. I keep wanting some more Midwest donations. Thank you, Indiana.
Maria from Kentucky, $25. Kathy from Georgia, $100. Clayton from Florida, $20. Christopher from Massachusetts, $25. And basically, all of it added up. I'm going to read it right here.
You mean over the last 2 weeks?
No, of just like yesterday from Heidi Chronicles and Frasier, $4,600 was donated just yesterday for those two. That's amazing.
It's so great.
For a grand total of $131,600, all for the Actors Fund.
A little bit over 2 weeks. And on top of that, we got to remind you, You guys spread the auction around. Spread the auction around. We're doing an auction on starsinthehouse.com where so many actors are giving up these amazing things from their houses. We just sold the Joanna Gleason staff from Into the Woods.
And I think either they're about to go off, but like stuff from Betty Buckley being in Cats and Laura Benanti in The Sound of Music.
We have Kristin Chenoweth's amazing. Let me see. This is the gown she was wearing a couple nights ago. Kristin Chenoweth was wearing that gown on Stars in the House because you see how dressed up we get. So Kristin Chenoweth was wearing that. She's auctioning that off. You go to starsinthehouse.com. There's so much great stuff there.
So we're calling today. Let's go right into the show, Seth. In addition to having Dr. LaPook, the chief medical correspondent for CBS News and Stars in the House, we have a variety show, basically.
Yeah, we're calling this now Variety Thursday.
It's like an old school Ed Sullivan show. And
we're trying to theme it. So Wednesdays and Saturday matinees, we have plays in the house. We do full plays.
Right.
And then we have Variety Thursday, and we're trying to figure out what night the TV reunions are. But anyway, today's Variety Thursday.
So we've got comedy, we've got music, we've got magic. What else do we have? Oh, and we have dogs. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
In addition to our dogs, like dogs that actually are trained to know what they're doing.
Yeah, our dogs are not trained.
The Berloni. Okay.
So we're bringing our first illusionist, who, by the way, we love it. People are actually reaching out to us to be on the show, which we love so much. And we got this like world-class.
He's a comedian and a magician.
Well, don't set up to be a comedian. Let's say he's an illusionist.
Well, he wanted to be introduced as both a comedian
so much
and magician.
Pressure. Okay, fine.
That he has to do both?
Well, why is he
I don't know.
laughing?
He's laughing right now, so let's
you.
bring him on.
Hey.
Harrison.
Hey, how's it going?
Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Say something.
How you doing?
Oh, no.
This happens sometimes. So here's the deal. Right now, James and I cannot hear you. Everyone online is going to go, but we can hear him, but we can't because then as the platform breaks. So Harrison, do me a favor, log out and come right back and we'll be able to hear you, okay?
Sure, not a problem.
You're not muted right now.
Or is that part of the illusion?
Wait, good comedy. John LaPook like that. So Harrison's going to leave. Do you have to actually, Harrison, leave? Here, I'm going to kick you out of studio.
Oh, it's
and then you have to log back on.
Don't take it personally, Harrison.
Then log back on. A million comments.
Literally, it says kicked out.
So now what we're going to do is, I knew it. We can hear him. Gail, we cannot. So we can't have a conversation with him when we can't hear him. But I love your positivity.
Here he's back. Let's see what happens. Please.
Harrison?
Does that work?
Oh my God.
Wait, we're gonna try one more time.
I'm glad I set up that the problems have been going on with.
Yeah, StreamYard's definitely having problems.
We love them, but they're having problems.
The teeth are so white. That I love. Okay, hold on.
Thank you.
One more time. If not, we're gonna bring on Dr. John LaPook and hope for the best.
So one more time. How interesting. You guys can hear him. Once again, we can't have a conversation when we can't hear once. I beg you to not tell me you can hear him.
Really crazy, Seth.
Oh my God,
she
can hear him.
If I pretended I couldn't hear you.
Now it's weird. Okay, hold on.
Gosh, please work.
These are the kind of comments I love. Thank you, Mary. Harrison, please God. Can you talk?
Yes. Is it working?
Oh, weird. Okay, so here's the question.
Not happened before.
No joke, Harrison. Can you do illusions where we can't hear you?
I have a trick that requires.
You know what? Here's the deal. What we're going to do is this. We will not have a conversation with you.
I can try to call with my phone.
You just talk to them.
Or I can do
your illusions. And then when you're done, tell us to come back. Okay, since everyone keeps saying we can see, look at
Explain
this.
who you are.
Isabel, I love knowing you can hear.
Yeah, I think it's on your end. If everyone else can hear me, oh wow. Okay, now it's just me. Oh boy. How's it going, everybody? I guess if you guys want me to try to come back in, it'd be great to be able to do this as a conversation. It might be weird to do this all alone. This is the Status Magic Show. But yeah, if that's all right, if you guys don't mind coming back on, and then having me come in. I do think it is on your end because I've used the software before, and the sound checks we seem to work. But whoever's watching, if you want to follow me at Harrison Comedy, Twitter and Instagram, this is weird. But let's see if maybe we can bring in another guest. If there's another guest that might be able to hear me, and then I can at least have a conversation, that would be nice because I'd like to be able to get input from the audience so that people know that I'm not just making the choices myself. But yeah, I guess I will use the private chat. And we'll see what's going on. This is now, I guess if you're just tuning in now, I have somehow accidentally taken over Stars in the House, one of my favorite shows. So this is pretty exciting. I think everybody out there can hear me. I see the live comments on the side. Somebody said it's easier when there's a conversation. Yep. He wants another guest brought on. That's true. Somebody's saying so funny. Poor Harrison. Yes. So you can't hear me? You're muted right now. He wants another guest brought on. That's
no. We're watching you.
So funny, poor Harrison. Yes.
We're watching you on YouTube. Okay, bye.
Oh wait, no, but I need a guest to do the trick with. Okay. This gotten real weird real fast. I guess we can do a trick for the people at home. I actually did this already on National Lampoon Quarantine Live, which is my live stream on Tuesdays and Fridays. I do Scam Online every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern EDT, Eastern Daylight Time. You just go to, there we go.
Okay, Harrison.
Yes.
We can't hear you, so we can't be the guest. So basically, we're going to bring in Dr. John LaPook, try to come back one more time.
Yeah,
and I'm really sorry. Can't hear a word you're saying, but you look amazing. Yeah. The beard, look great, a lot of energy in the eyes.
We're going to bring in Dr. LaPook and hope to God that we can hear him.
So I'm going to kick you out of the studio one more time. You're on Chrome, right? You have to log on through Chrome.
Yep. I've done a bunch of these StreamYards. I haven't had an issue. I'm confused, but sure.
Studio.
Oh, dear God. Bring in Dr. LaPook.
Can I hear you?
No, I can. I'm just screwing with you. Can you hear me now?
I really can't. You know what? Bring the other computer.
Okay.
We can't hear you. We got to bring the other computer.
Bring me in with him. All right. So you're bringing me in alone. All right, folks. You know what I'm hearing as an internist and as a friend to a lot of people? This is a moment in this whole crisis where people are starting to get a little more anxious than they've been in the past, and sad, and it's one of those moments, I think. And I was doing some research about, it's been so impressive to see all the kindness. There are a lot of no-goodniks in the world, but there's also so many kind people, generous people, empathetic people, compassionate people, and you've seen them do the orchestra from Rotterdam and people in Italy leaning out their windows and singing to everybody. So I was actually looking up about what kindness and loving does to you physiologically. I know they sound a little mushy, but you've heard about telomeres. Telomeres are these things at the end of chromosomes. They stop the chromosomes from unraveling. They're kind of like those plastic things at the end of shoelaces. And the longer you have the telomeres, the better it is in terms of longevity, in your own longevity, and the health of your cells. And kindness and loving, when they've studied it, it looks like it actually lengthens your telomeres. So at this time, Seth and James are stepping in and trying to, they think they're entertaining us. You're actually lengthening our telomeres.
Okay, by the way, Dr. LaPook, a very important question. Do you sleep, Dr. LaPook?
I do sleep. No, I was just asking Tony Fauci, our fabulous national treasurer, the same question. And he told me that he was trying to get more sleep. There's a tendency at these times to just go up. You can go up in a puff of smoke, right? We all can. We're trying to do too many things. We're multitasking. But I'm really making an effort to go to sleep. And it's not just that you rest when you're sleeping and you're down, but your immune system actually repairs itself. Your appetite hormones reset. There's a lot of really good stuff, including this function that's been discovered in the last few years called basically garbage collecting. So a lot of the toxins that accumulate in your brain get removed when you sleep. And here's some news. They're starting to see that with COVID-19, there may be some stuff neurologically that's going on too. We know there's increased coagulability. So deep vein thrombosis is when you clot your veins and even the arteries. That's happening more frequently. I just spoke to a surgeon at NYU Langone who was telling me about that. So we may start to see some neurological things more and more as we start to recognize, look at it. It started off with cough, fever, and shortness of breath. Then we found out it was loss of taste. That's a neurological thing, right? We're finding obviously diarrhea, GI symptoms, and now there may be some other neurological things. So as we're learning more about this, we're trying to get our arms around this.
We have a question from Michelle Ackerman. I'm running out of disposable gloves. To economize, I wash my hands while on my gloves when I get home or using sanitizer. Is this okay? Or is my son right for laughing at me?
He may also be right for laughing at you for other reasons, but true, unrelated, as we said in the SATs. It's actually a very good, serious question because I've been researching reuse of these N95s, which some hospitals are repurposing them. If you ask 3M, the company that makes them, they'll say one-time usage. That's it. but Stanford, NYU Langone, Nebraska, they're all looking at how you sanitize them with UV light or special hydrogen peroxide formulas or whatever. The problem with gloves is you don't want to have little holes in them, right? So if you wash them, you might do that. This is something that's a subject of research right now, and it's a very important subject. And it's going to be on next week for CBS This Morning. But I spoke today to a guy who's an expert in supply chain, and basically he said we don't have enough protective stuff, the PPE. We don't have enough N95s. We thought that we had a lot in the strategic stores, these secret places all over the country that have all sorts of things in case of emergency. There really weren't enough there. It never was meant to handle a pandemic. So you have these big places like medical centers scrambling they're like the Queen Mary, and they're trying to maneuver like PT boats, and so it's hard for them to suddenly change and get their supplies through middle people. They're not used to doing it that way. So I've had emails from people saying, hey, I can get you 3,000 N95 masks from a guy in South Korea. And it's hard to know, how does that fit into the supply chain? How does it plug in? Because is it reliable? Has it gone through certification? And so anyway, it's a long-winded answer to, I'm not quite sure what to do about washing those. But look, in terms of the gloves, if you wash your hands, we've said it over and over again, but really it's a great lesson. This virus has a membrane, a lipid membrane that dissolves with soap and water. It really does. And if you just very carefully get the tips of your fingers, we've said it over and over again, 20 seconds. If you have a bowel movement, do it for a little longer, because we know that the virus can be in the stool, and you don't want to put it on the faucet. So you got to think like that. You got to think like an epidemiologist. Even if it's icky to think about it, you got to still think about it.
You're basically saying, don't even worry as much about gloves, as long as, because you can have it over your hands, but if you don't touch your face and you wash your hands, it'll go away.
That's exactly right. I know we're thinking, okay, you get a package. What if it's on the package? I'm going to wear the gloves, but then I got to take the glove. I mean, you can go down a rabbit hole that's really tough. But if you very strictly never touch your mouth, nose, or eyes, unless you have tried never to do that anyway, but since we all do it anyway, unconsciously, wash your hands frequently. If you've washed your hands well before you do that, the virus, it's not magic. This isn't a time for magical thinking. All the science that has existed before still exists. So if you wash the virus, you got to wash that virus right out of your hands. You got to wash that virus right out of your hands. And send it on its way. I mean, you really got to do that.
I love your chief medical correspondent / Broadway combo class on Variety Thursday.
I have no illusions about it, but I do like to say.
Well, speaking of, we'll bring on Harrison next. That was a great segue, Dr. LaFouque. Thank you very much.
Thank you, as usual. And now, finally, the man who's been unmuted.
Yes.
By the way, this is me. Can you do it by yourself? Absolutely. 5 seconds later. But I need a guest.
Bring him on to defend himself right now.
Harrison, I was very clear. I said, can you do it by yourself? Go.
Oh, yeah. No. Can you hear me now?
Yeah. And you were like, yes, I can. And then you're like, where's my guest? Not. Do it by yourself. Let's just clarify that. Go.
Oh, no, it's nice to see it. If you can go into the widescreen, I want people to see that I don't have anything hidden behind me or anything.
We want to go to the widescreen. At my current weight, I know what a widescreen is.
All right.
Yay.
How you doing?
Oh, good. Now we can actually hear you. So
this is great.
Okay, so we have a suggestion.
Oh, wow.
Pick a card.
Pick a card, any card, yeah. I do have over here, always.
What do we have to do?
Well, so, this is the reason I was so excited to be on this is I'm obviously a huge Broadway fan. And one of the main reason that I'm a fan of Broadway is because my grandma, instead of getting me a birthday present every year, would take me to a Broadway show. And so that was like the best birthday present ever. It's why I went to Harvard and now I do this. So they pretty much cancel each other out. But the reason I did that is because of her. And I've been doing some cleaning. I don't know if you can see behind me. But there's, there we go. I can bring it closer. This is just some of the playbills that I've been accumulating in boxes. I don't know if you have the same situation with all the playbills.
Yeah, we know what our new thing is. We just keep one from every show because they usually have like 4 per show. So like I put it down to 1.
But I've been going through them, and then I made a list on my phone, actually, of all the shows that I saw with my grandmother. She passed a few years ago. But I wanted to try something. I got up to, right now I'm up to like 97 on the list. So I want you to name any number between 1 and 97. It's really up to you.
Yeah.
54.
54. Are you sure? You could change your mind?
No.
Yeah, 54 is fine.
54. Okay. And I just want people to see that I'm just like scrolling over to the notes app.
Okay.
Over there.
Yeah.
Cool. My notes. I don't know if people can see that. Let's try to get that.
Hold it, yes, Corona shopping. Shows with grandma.
Oreos are very important. But there's shows with grandma.
Yeah.
And I'll click on it. Let's see. So these are some of the shows that I saw with my grandma. Phantom of the Opera. That was her favorite show. Les Mis. She took me when I was way too young, and I didn't understand prostitution. So she's like, oh, they sell their body. Oh, there's not getting text. But she was like, I sell my body. And I was like, oh, I just thought they were selling body parts. I had no idea what prostitution was. But here you said 54. Let's go through. And I just want everybody to see that they're different. That's important. Otherwise, there's no trick. But let's go through. The Odyssey. That was the first show. One of the first shows I saw with my grandmother that had nudity in it. So that was she always took us to inappropriate shows. And then we have, let's see. There we go. Do you see 54?
Yeah, it's Kinky Boots.
Kinky Boots. So yeah, and actually, Death of the Salesman, the one that I saw that with Philip Seymour Hoffman. I got to see that one, which was pretty cool. But 54 is Kinky Boots, which is weird because the last show I saw with my grandmother was actually Kinky Boots. That was the last one that we got to see. I didn't know it was going to be the last one. And she was actually kind of sick. She was wearing masks before they were cool. She was like immunocompromised. And right during the first half, she had to pee. So she left her seat. First time she'd ever done that. Went to the back of the room where they had like the handicap stalls, right. Peed. And it was right during the big number where the two leads are talking to each other and they're finally relating about their struggles with their father. And right at that silent moment, I hear a flush, which was my grandmother. The entire orchestra turns around. And then she came back and had no idea that she had ruined the most dramatic moment in the show. But that was the last show I ever saw was Kinky Boots, which is weird. It's weird because you could have said, I even gave you an opportunity to change your mind. But number 54 is Kinky Boots. And I showed you the box of Playbills that I had.
Right.
Yeah.
The one that's right on top. There's only one. I don't know if you can see this whole box, but there's just one sitting on top. Yeah. And it's Kinky Boots.
What the?
But what's weirder about it is behind me. See, that's why I wanted you to go wide. See all these? These are my favorite stand-up comics. And top right, I hope you can still see me. These are all, I hung them above the wall. But behind me, let's see if I can get these down fast enough. I was the warm-up comic for Katie Couric. She had a talk show called Katie. I don't know if did you see it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Actually, Caroline Ray was a guest. And you have to be super, super clean when you do stand-up for a warm-up. Yeah. Caroline got the mic and then did the dirtiest stand-up set. So it was very nice. The show that my grandmother came to when she came to see me do warm-up was the one with Joan Rivers. And I don't know if you can see this, but I just hanging behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Do you see the envelope?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It says grandma on it. There we go. And just in case, there's that was her.
Oh my God!
Wow.
Yeah, this is her actual playbill.
Okay, that's crazy.
Okay, so how do you do that trick? That's crazy. Oh my God.
Gosh.
Oh wait, maybe we could do one with a comment. I can ask someone here to.
Can you do that, Harrison?
It's like they ask.
We don't do a trick more than once, but I could do a different trick.
That's what I mean. Do a different trick. And I'll do it in comments.
Oh, okay. I can start. My dream. This is weird to not have an audience, but my dream when Civilization comes back together is to be on The Price is Right. That's my dream, but I can never be on The Price is Right because I'm Jewish. I'd be too frustrated. Like in my mind, the host would be like, how much is that chair? I'm like, I don't know, $40. She'd be like, actual retail value, $80. I'd be like, screw you, I have a coupon. But I do think I would have been the best Price is Right player the world has never seen. I brought this with me. This is the official Price is Right practice playing board. Let's see if I can move all this stuff. I can stand up so you can see me a little bit better. There we go. So if you want to bring any guests in, you can, because I can have other people give suggestions as well, but I can do it with you.
Well, hold on. I will bring in an audience. The person, hold on.
Sure.
Let me see. Wait.
Looks like she's ready.
Yo. Or she's walking around. The person with the dirtiest stand-up of all, Caroline. Caroline, will you?
No, not true. I'm in hair and makeup still.
All right, bye.
Check this out.
Hold on.
We can start without if you want. It's not a problem.
Dr. John LaPook. I'm sure he'd love it.
Oh, sure. John's great. Hey, John.
LaPook.
Don't worry. I disinfected everything before I touched it. Oh, Nancy, that's fun. Thank you as well. She's just saying comments. But I don't know if you've done any of your Corona shopping. But is there any? Let's start with Seth, I guess. Seth, what is the item if you had to buy for coronavirus that you could have? What is the item that you want the most right now?
Eggs.
Eggs. Okay, that's a good one. Is it trouble? Are you having difficulty getting eggs where you are?
I'm a vegetarian, and it's like the easiest way for me to get protein. And I keep reading articles like eggs are running out, so I'm in a full panic about it.
Gotcha. All right. Well, do you know approximately what you'd be willing to pay for eggs at the moment? Don't say it out loud, but do you know it?
Would I be willing to pay for a dozen eggs? Yeah, okay, I guess.
All right, well, I'm going to make a prediction of that. I'm going to write it down. I'll lock in. Okay, I'm locked in. I'll even switch colors, purple to black. How much would you be willing to pay for the eggs?
You're asking me right now to answer?
Yeah.
I guess, because they're a little more valuable these days. I guess $8?
Really? You pay $8 for, I'm going to write not Jew.
Have you seen this face? Go on.
If you're willing to pay $8, I think we have to reinspect.
It's an emergency.
Yeah, emergency.
Are you excited for Passover, by the way? I'm excited to have my first Passover during an actual plague.
Good one.
That's all right. John, what is the item that you're looking to get during this coronavirus epidemic?
So non-medical. I'm not an N95 mask. You mean like a?
Oh yeah. Well, I'm trying to go to Chuckletown, and that would steer us into Tragedy Village. So maybe.
Yeah.
What do I want? Gosh. A dozen bagels.
Oh, nice. There we go. I like it. I would predict the price that you would pay for the dozen bagels. All right. I think I'm locked in. What are you willing to pay for the bagels?
And we're assuming this is a 3 everything, 3 sesame, 3 puppy, and 3 plain.
Nice. Yes.
Cornucopia. I would pay. So it's not real life. It's like a pandemic price.
Sure. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. I would pay $10 for that. I'd
Wow.
pay up to $10. I would. I mean, that's not a normal price, but I would.
Right.
Yeah, that's the equivalent of 1 sheet of toilet paper. I'm pretty sure. All right. Last item, James. I want this to be a dream big item. Something you would spend at least $20 or more for. What is the final item?
Oh, okay. I know because I just used them before the show. You know those little cosmetic things to get the bags out from under your eyes. That's it right now.
All right, cool. I like that.
$40 for those, Harrison.
Oh wait, if you tell me the price in advance, it's less of a trick. We're just listening.
Okay, that's not good.
I mean, every time we do a magic show, he always winds up ruining it. It's happened before. We did that show on Broadway, Secret with Aaron Brown.
Yes.
It drives me up the wall.
Something else.
By the way, it's not the weirdest show I've ever done. When I was in middle school, this guy called me up and he asked me to do a benefit for the Center for the Hearing Impaired, and I was like, "What?" And he was like, "Perfect."
You know what?
He's like, "Can you do it?"
I have another one.
All right, your item.
And I'm supposed to tell you the item?
Yes.
That's your last.
Okay, that I can do. Okay, it's this deodorant that is not tested on animals. That's like an aerosol that's good for it doesn't hurt the environment. It doesn't hurt animals, and it's made in Spain that we get. That's like the special item.
Wow, that is very fancy, and that is at least $20 or more for one deodorant.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's called Nike, but it isn't Nike shoes. It's just Nike.
All right, cool. I will predict the price of that. I think I got it. Let me see if I can get closer. How much would you be willing to pay for the deodorant?
I'm going to sound completely crazy. $25.
$25.
It's really good, and it's not tested on animals. So.
Okay. No. That's fine. That's good. Ooh, I'm in the wrong color. Sorry about that. Let me just. 25.
The other one I would have paid $40 for, but I ruined that one.
Yeah. All right. So I hope you smell good based on that. So we have $8 for the eggs. We have let me grab it.
A little bit, Harrison, because
there we go. The bagels are $10 and $25 for the deodorant. Let's see if I got any of those correct. You said 8. I had written down. Oh, this is great. I got pretty close.
Oh,
wait, girl, move it over. I can't see it.
It's opposite.
Whoa!
And for the $10, I'd written. Yep, that's pretty good.
Whoa!
And for the $25, I was nowhere in the ballpark. But wait, James, do you remember why I told you I couldn't be on the show?
Oh, because you're Jewish, you're always like retail. You like to mark it down.
Right.
You have a coupon.
Like a coupon, yeah, a coupon. Yeah, every time I was turning the board around, I was showing you my coupon. I have it every time. Let's see. How much was I off by?
$14.
Yeah, here's my coupon for $14 off the third item.
That
Harrison, that's amazing.
That's crazy. Even Dr. John LaPook is clapping.
Talk about Harrison today. That's amazing.
Harrison, so wait, we have to have you back more often. Do you have more tricks up your sleeve, or is this your whole?
Oh no, I do this full time. I'm a stand-up comic, nationally touring. I've been eliminated from every reality television show, and
Harrison, do you also do Bialys?
I do like a good Bialy once in a while. Absolutely.
Get back to us. Okay, you're completely coming back again.
Well, Harrison, of course, knows Andy Nyman, who's going to be here next Thursday.
Yes.
So, Harrison, maybe you come back the following Thursday.
Battle.
Yeah, magic off. All right, Harrison, we love you. You're coming back. Thank you. Dr. John LaPook, I'll see you at H&H Bagels. And now for our Variety Thursday and our Animal Act, please welcome the most amazing man ever, Mr. Bill Berloni.
Hey, guys.
Hi, Bill.
Hi, Bill. So I'm going to, if you do not know who Bill Berloni is, he is the animal trainer really everywhere, but majorly on Broadway. Every single animal you've seen on Broadway since 1977 has been trained by Bill. Dogs, cats, rats, mice. Anything else I'm forgetting?
Geese, rabbits, goats, snakes.
They're all rescues. And why do I say 1977? Because the first dog he trained was Sandy and Annie. So, Bill, I made you tell the story on my radio show, but please explain to people how you found Sandy, because you were not raised as an animal trainer. You were an actor.
Yes. Coming out of high school, I wanted to be an actor. So instead of spending my summers having fun, I went to the Goodspeed Opera House here in Connecticut, where they had an apprenticeship program, because I wanted to be around real actors and see how they did the business. And my second summer there, they did a new show that had a dog in it, and they couldn't afford a dog trainer. So they asked the paid staff to do it. They all threatened to quit, and they needed a sucker. So I was called into the office, was offered my equity card in exchange for finding and training the dog for this new show for no money. Of course, I said yes. And I appeared in a Rodgers and Hart musical called Dear Enemy. And after that, I found a dog at the Connecticut Humane Society the day before he was going to be put to sleep. And he was a sandy colored, and I just adopted him for $7. And a year later, the show opened on Broadway, and we became famous, and I became an animal trainer.
But how did you just take a dog from okay, so two things I want to say.
Yes.
There was an idiot once in my gym. She was like, I want to get a dog, but I want it to be trainable, so it can't be adopted. It's got to be a purebred. So can you just please dispel that stupidity right now? Go.
Yes. Actually, when people ask me what my favorite dog is to train, it's always mixed breeds, because purebreds are good at one thing, whereas mutts are good at everything. So that whole thing, it is a myth. And and dogs have personalities too. You could have the smartest dog in the world, but if they're just grumpy, they're not going to perform. So we take in both the personality and their intelligence when we look for dogs.
And you just found this dog that was just a dog in the not Humane Society, but in the pound. How did you know how to train a dog to be a star? What skills did you use?
I grew up on a farm. I was an only child. When I was 2, my mother asked me if I wanted a brother or sister. I said a dog. So she ran out, got me a collie. So I grew up with animals as my companions. They were my family. I learned how to play their games. I learned what they liked. So when I was given the task of finding Sandy, I thought, how do you get a dog to go on stage every night? Well, my dog knew it was feeding time, always came in the kitchen. So if I thought we could make the stage fun, if there were cookies on stage and something they liked, they would do it every night. So it was a positive method of reinforcement that I came up with, which is the way I was just brought up.
So, by the way, everyone keeps commenting on your book, which I love. It's called Tales of Broadway, right?
No, Broadway Tales.
Broadway Tales, meaning tales that wag. Everyone's saying you've got to read his book. It's so good. Oh, look at this. My good friend Paul Castry. I just did Annie with the book Berloni Sandy. She knew the show better than us actors. Now, what about if Sandy got sick? Would you have to go on in a dog suit?
No. Actually, when we went to Broadway from Goodspeed, they said to me, what about the understudy? And I said, well, I'd be glad to work with the understudy kid. And they went, no, understudy dog. And so I made a promise that if I got another dog, I would adopt it. So that's when I adopted a dog named Arf. He became Sandy's understudy. So every show has a backup animal because we're all entitled to get sick or tired and not feel like going on. So you have to have a backup.
Arf. So nowadays with all this social isolation and stuff, what's happening with animals in shelters? And we were even saying, what's happening with animals that are being sold in pet stores? What's happening?
Like even the fish. Like I was wondering when I was, feeding our fish. Like what's going on? Do you know?
Well, I have a good idea. I'm the director of animal behavior for the Humane Society of New York,
which we love. Such an amazing organization.
And it's a very tough situation because in areas where we're supposed to stay in, you can't be going out. Oh, that's my bird, by the way.
I thought that was Dorothy. Go on.
You can't be going out to shelters. You'd be endangering yourself. You'd be endangering the workers there. So it's very hard for any adoptions to happen. Most shelters are closed. But in areas where social distancing is not as tight and you can get to a shelter, you may be able to go. But what I suggest everybody to do is to call the shelters in your local area. Someplace you could drive to safely. They may need newspapers. They may need food. They may need a foster family. Call them up and ask them what they need. In New York, it's a lot harder, but New Yorkers are tough. We're all banding together. I mean, I'm fostering 8 dogs from the shelter myself. So get ahead of it though. Like in places where we don't have the pandemic really happening, volunteer now while you can still get out to foster so that when it does happen, you're taking care of that pet for them.
And I think a lot of people wonder about bringing a foster dog in with their dogs. Bill has really helped us. We have 4 dogs. We began with 1 and we brought each one in, and Bill has really helped us. It's been the simplest process. It just took like a couple of minutes, but what's your advice when you bring a new dog home? We didn't know at first. We would just throw them in the same room and they'd be like, ah. So what's the actual rule?
Right. I think it was for dog number 3, you called me up and we FaceTimed while you were in the car as you pulled up to the house.
Yeah.
Not everybody has that ability to talk to a trainer, but you want to have them meet outside on neutral territory because you have to make sure that the dog that's coming in realizes that dog, your home dogs are the leaders, and also for your dog to recognize that this is a friend. If you bring them into the house right away, there's a lot of resource guarding, there's a lot of territorial stuff going on. Go for a walk if you can. Don't bring them right into the house.
So just have them meet outside, become best buddies in their own way, and then bring them into the house.
But also, tell the shelter people what kind of dogs you have, and they'll match you up with a foster that should fit into that group.
And by the way, what you also said was introduce the new dog to the alpha dog first, so they become friends, and then go down in order, which really helped us.
Exactly. Right?
So, Bill, did you have some animals you wanted? I know Bill's actually going to come on tomorrow, too. So this can be part 1, and then tomorrow's part 2. Did you want to bring on some animals now, or do you want to do it tomorrow?
Well, because I can't sing a song, I thought, how could we have some musical comedy fun or theater fun, Broadway fun? So what I'd like to do is have a contest here and have our listeners come in. I'm going to hold up a dog, and you're going to have to tell me and the listeners what show it came from. Okay, these are all dogs that have performed on Broadway and in theaters.
Love it.
So you ready?
Yeah, so these are all equity dogs from Broadway. So comments on the side, the first person to get it right, I'm going to put you on. So here we go. Here's the first doggy.
Okay.
What's the dog's real life name?
This is Pippa. She was adopted from a shelter out in Chicago.
Okay, we have to guess what Broadway show she was in. All right, comments.
Well,
I'm waiting.
The thing is that we're only on YouTube comments right now, so we're not on Facebook.
Oh,
so
yeah.
There may be comments coming in.
You have to be commenting on. Here we go. Ready? I got the first comment. Wait, where did it just go? Hold on. I just saw it.
I just saw it too.
And I think
right here. This one?
1, 2. Is this the right answer? Amy says, Wizard of Oz?
Yes, Seth has to play the song. Play the song. You got it. She's Toto. She's been playing in The Wizard of Oz in theaters all around the country.
Oh my God.
Bravo, Amy.
Yeah.
Va. All right. What a cutie. By the way, that's what Bill does. Once the Broadway show is over, he usually winds up adopting the dogs, which I completely love. Here was an answer, which could be right because it is Toto, but she wasn't in Wicked.
Right, or that one.
or this one. It's all on it's a Toto, no matter what.
Although the dog in The Wiz is supposed to be white or a different color, not black.
Oh, sorry, Mr. Trainer. Okay, next.
Number 2.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Oh, I think I know this one.
Oh, what a cutie! Okay, hold on. People are about to guess. What's that dog's name in real life? You'll have to tell us.
This is Little Ricky.
Little she?
Little Ricky.
Little Ricky? Do you call him Little or Ricky?
No, we call him Little Ricky.
Here's the first answer. I think it's correct. Oh, wait. No, there it is.
A lot of them.
The first one. Is that correct?
Jane has it.
Do you recognize it?
That's it. All right.
Is that Little Ricky from the original production on Broadway?
No, the original dog Chico passed away 2 years ago. Broke my heart. So he's now taken over the role. He's the new Bruiser.
Hi, Bruiser. In the Old County Mill. Okay, next.
The next dog is really for theater aficionados.
Okay.
This is Kristin. She's actually done 2 Broadway shows.
I think I know. If it was a real dog in this show, then I know what it is. But hold on, let's just see.
She's the only dog in Broadway history to have appeared in 2 Broadway shows, 2 different Broadway shows.
That's actually amazing.
Can you give people watching a hint?
No. No, hold on. Someone says this, but it's
hold
not.
On.
This is not right, right? It's not right.
No.
Oh, I think it's maybe right.
Nope. She was the dog that.
Hold on. Don't give it away. No. People are guessing.
That's what I was going to guess.
Nope.
Hold on.
Nope.
I'm gonna let people guess first. Hold on.
Nope.
I think I guess this. Wait, no, not that. Sorry, this.
That one.
Nope.
Oh my God! I thought I was right. Okay, hold on. There's one more. No, there's no dog in Drives a Chaperone.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so give us. Is it a show within the last 2 years?
No, within the last 7 or 8. It was directed by Susan Stroman.
Oh, I know what it is. Directed by Susan Stroman, and an actress was walking around holding this little dog, right? And the actress was a triple threat, and the actress won a Tony Award for Contact. I know what show this is. Anybody think? Susan Stroman directed it. The book was by a very famous movie auteur. There it is. The first answer.
Bullets Over Broadway.
Yay! Amazing. Sarah, you're so smart. But there's a second one you said too, right?
Yep. In the second one, she appeared with an opera star. It was a play, even though the opera star sang.
Oh, I can't remember the name of that play, but I know exactly what you're talking about. And the book writer was Joe DiPietro.
Yes.
Oh my gosh! Anybody know the name of it? It starred Joe DiPietro wrote the book, and what's your name? The famous opera star that we love.
Anthony Marshall directed it.
There it is. Wait, what's it called? This?
Living on Love. Yes.
Renee Fleming.
Broadway Dogs. Well, of course you better know. If that's the damn name.
That's funny.
Wow.
Right.
2 Broadway shows.
Yes, 2 Broadway shows. She was adopted from a shelter up in upstate New York, but she was from a hoarding situation down in Florida. There were 50 little dogs like this in a double wide trailer. And when we got her, she was just so quiet, but she was perfect for the stage.
Now she's a Broadway star. So Bill, you're coming back tomorrow because now our new stars for tomorrow are Faye and Andy Carl. And you guys are very close. They've done a lot of Humane Society work. Faye's probably equally obsessed with dogs as I am.
Yeah, that's true.
I think I'm maybe a little bit.
Or Faye stole a dog from me. So you've never stolen a dog from me.
That's nice. So just by the way, in conclusion, everybody, Bill Berloni's advice is if you're in a town where the restrictions aren't as restricting yet, and they will be very soon, please call your local shelters and say, how can I help? Do you need supplies? Can I foster a dog? Can I drop off newspapers, blankets, food? Get ahead of the curve, as you're saying.
Right.
Yes. And for New Yorkers, even though we can't get out to the shelters, talk to your neighbors. Okay, they may need supplies. They may need somebody, especially the elderly who have animals who can't get out now.
Right.
They may need a walk. You know, you can help. We need to help each other. And certainly in New York, pets are our most cherished companions. But not everybody can take care of them like they used to.
And you know what I'm going to do? Go to this website. Our friend Blake set up this website that's kind stranger. I'm putting it in .com. And people offer services at this website, A Kind Stranger. You could say, I live in Poughkeepsie, I can do a dog walk.
Right.
And then if you know someone elderly that needs you, you could put it into. So go to akindstranger.com, offer your services. Bill, we love you. You're going to be back tomorrow.
All right, Bill. See you tomorrow.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
All right. Now let's bring on our friend Carolee. I think she's out of hair and makeup and ready to go.
Her version of hair and makeup. The amazing Miss Caroline Ray.
Hello. Am I looking in the right? Where am I supposed to look? Oops,
you know, only people over 40 ask that question. I'm just telling you that right now.
Am I allowed to say "fuck you" or that bad?
Well, we got in trouble because we had too much cursing on our show.
That's what happened.
And that's what happens. Your screen goes.
See what happened?
Hold on. She'll be back. She'll be back.
Hold on.
We can hear you.
We can hear you. There's a lot of sass. Hi, Caroline. Oh, I love it.
Lord, I'm also doing magic. I'm making my blonde hair disappear. Okay, I don't know how to do this. What's better light? Is that better light? Good Lord.
That's actually good.
Well,
the non-stop moving is not good.
What?
It's comfortable. But your stupid name is blocking your face. Wait, Caroline, you have to sit down at some point.
I think that's better.
It's not a magazine shoot.
You know, when I went to a plastic surgeon, he made me lie down like this, and he goes, "This is as good as it's gonna get." I'm like, "I'm gonna pass, thank you." I can't find my light. I don't have a blow dryer. Okay, here's my joke. Because people are like, "Why are you making jokes?" I'm like, "Because yesterday I had an anxiety attack and cried." So this is an alternative, right? There. Can you see me better?
Yeah. Now we can.
But where are my eyes supposed to go? Up?
That's good.
That's good?
Yeah. Yes, and you can move your forehead. I'm so impressed.
Of course I can. I can't get Botox. You know what?
Huh?
I did my makeup from my Whatever Happened to Baby Jane kit.
Wait, your whole mouth is blocked by your stupid name.
Okay, there. How's that?
That's
wow,
nice.
That's great.
Look at this.
But wait, why don't you say it's good? Why don't you then move again? I'm begging you not to move. Oh, the entire show is just you repositioning yourselves.
There.
Perfect. By the way, look, you have a nice fan. We love you, Caroline. We saw you in Boca Raton on my birthday.
Oh, happy birthday. Those are good days. Everything was a good day prior to the last. Everything. But you know what? My mother always taught me, appreciate everything all the time. So I always, have and do. I don't know about you guys, but it's like my entire life passes through, everything goes, and then I'll, stick on some memory. And half the time, I'm so glad my mom isn't alive because she could never take it. You know what I mean? Like she'd be so stressed out in Canada by herself. So I feel I have total empathy for all these people who are not with their parents.
Yeah, we're thinking about that too. How hard it is to be a family that's separated and you can't see each other. It's really difficult. What do you know? You're with your daughter right now. What are you guys doing to stay healthy and safe and mentally not having? Hi, Ava. Are you?
What am I doing to stay healthy and mentally? I'm not.
Or are you
making the assumption that I started off mentally stable?
Correct. That's my first mistake.
Every day I try and post a joke. I really need a blow dryer. I'm gonna have to break down and get one. So I used to do intermittent fasting. I would eat every 12 hours. And now I've modified that to every 12 minutes. So I'm trying to.
No, there's two ways to go, either total exercising or total acting out. I get it. It's one way or the other.
Someone asked me on a social distancing date. I said I would be willing to walk through a car wash. That is the only date that I would be willing.
The safest.
How are you guys doing? There. Look at my pretty painting.
It's gorgeous.
That is beautiful. But we're so busy doing these shows. Wow, that we don't. we're not really stressing out about anything because we're just putting the shows up and raising the money.
I know, because that's what you're supposed to do in life. You're both supposed to be so fixated on doing good and sharing your life and serving others that none of this matters. And that's what you guys do. You're like the Seth and James of the internet now.
But by the way, every benefit we've ever done, Caroline always says yes. So you're the same way. Okay, so Caroline, two things. Sure. First of all, are you homeschooling your daughter? And is there a way that I can stop you from doing that? Because I don't trust your skills. I gotta be honest.
There are 48 states. Am I correct?
You are the last person, the most ADD. Okay, so what are you doing?
I don't have ADD. I wish I did, because then there would be some kind of medicine. I don't have it.
Julie's here to say, hey.
Hi, darling.
Wearing the earrings.
Don't you think I've done my hair and makeup really well?
I'm doing that.
It was either that or full Moira Rose. Do you know what we're doing? We are rewatching every single episode of Schitt's Creek.
Yeah, we're gonna have Catherine O'Hara on soon, but it's a surprise. Look at the earrings Julie's wearing.
You gave me these on my birthday.
I did.
I love them. They're so great.
Oh, that's so nice, darling. Well, happy birthday belated. I mean, again.
Yeah,
again.
Well, everything's in the past. Yeah.
My birthday is in 11 days, so I'd like you to sing to me. I'd like, special calls. Okay, so I'm going to tell you the first Broadway show I ever saw.
Yeah.
Evita with Patti LuPone.
I never got to see her in it. Did you know that it was amazing when you saw it?
Yes, I was 15. I became completely obsessed right then and there. And then the second one I saw was Sugar Babies with Ann Miller and
Mickey Rooney.
Mickey Rooney. That show is so funny. The joke that I always quote from it, this is before Helen Hunt was famous, but Ann Miller used to say, a pair of expensive diamond earrings were found by our usher, Helen Hunt. So if you lost expensive diamond earrings, go to Helen Hunt for them. It's so rude. It always
she had the most killer legs. She was unbelievable.
What else?
Okay, and then the third show I saw was Best Little Whorehouse in Texas.
That's a great show. Inappropriate for your age when you're a kid, but amazing show.
The appropriateness is going right out the window. Ava's watching Schitt's Creek too.
Wait, so does your school give you assignments to teach Ava? Are you like actually?
Are you just sort of like, you know what? This year's a wash, and just we'll wait till next school year. What are you guys doing school wise?
In many ways, it reminds me of my junior year in college.
Oh no. So in other words, wait till next school year.
Say no more.
Got it.
No, I'm not homeschooling. She's on okay, wait. Is that better if I look up? I can't figure anything out. Yeah. What I have realized is I have no technical skills. Like what I've been doing, and you will just laugh your head. I've been taking this time to delete my mail.
No, I have 60,000 letters on my AOL account. So I don't even know how to do that. So I'm right with you.
No, I don't either. It's like maybe 125,000. But now I'm down to like 124,000.
Are you deleting or putting in files?
What?
Are you deleting or putting them in folders?
Oh, that's so funny. You think I know how to put something in a file. That's hilarious. Oh my God.
I take it back.
I'm thinking of learning a language.
Which would be what?
English. I think I'm gonna learn English.
Right.
Caroline, I keep making you tell my favorite jokes, but can you please
First of all, I have a special on right now.
Wait, what channel?
On Showtime. It's called Women of a Certain Age, and it's hilarious.
Well, it always is. So Showtime, Women of a Certain Age, I'm gonna put it up right now. Please tell me.
And it's with Carol Leifer, Tammy Pescatelli, they're both hilarious. Carol is like the OG. Tammy Pescatelli, Julia Scotti, hilarious. Thea Vidal, and Carol Montgomery, and me.
Now listen, you have to laugh at Caroline's specials. Please talk about when you were on the airplane and someone was watching your special in the row ahead of you.
Oh my gosh, this woman was watching my special on Air Canada from like the Winnipeg Comedy Festival, which I was supposed to do this year, but now it's been delayed until August. It will be, there's BC and then AD before Corona and then after disease. And anyway, this woman was watching my special and she was like no laughter, nothing at all whatsoever. And I was like, so I walked up to her and I go, excuse me, hi, is there a problem? And she looked up at me and she went, no. And then she continued to not laugh and watch my special. I was like, did you not recognize me. You know what? My hair was done in this. I can't believe my hair.
That looks cute. All right, Caroline, we're gonna bring you back.
You got to come back.
You have to come back. You always
I'm
let
coming back on my birthday.
Okay.
Yes, we want that.
Yeah.
I love that, remember how we used to joke about how Uber, I would call it Uberduction, because you're like getting into a car with a total stranger?
You said you would call it ordering your own abduction.
Yes, you order your own abduction. And you just promoted something called Ask a Stranger.
It's called A Kind Stranger, you idiots. You're manipulating my words.
Get in the car with the stranger and then ask them, I'm going to tell you something really sweet. Okay?
Yeah.
My neighbors, I'm going to cry. My neighbors are 90 and 93.
Oh, the woman who with the pool that you let use your pool.
Yes. So I said, would you like to, I texted her, said, is there anything I can get you? Please let me know. Let me walk your dog. Let me get food, whatever I can do. And like 10 minutes later, there's, a ring at the door and then the person's gone. And she's brought me over like a plate of fresh fruit from her garden. I was like, anyway, all right.
You, A Kind Stranger.
AKindstranger.com.
Thank you. Anywho, we're bringing on a fellow
It's not a
Canadian.
dating site, everybody. It's not a dating site.
Goodbye, Caroline.
We'll see you on your birthday.
Bye. Bye. She's hilarious. Okay, now we're bringing on another Canadian who we love. I'm obsessed with her name because it is so Quebec. Please welcome France Joli.
Hi. Hi.
Where are you located right now?
I'm at home in actually suburb of Montreal, about 25 kilometers from Montreal, called Ile Perrot.
We say 25 miles.
Yeah, right. Okay.
It's been almost exactly 4 years ago that we met you when you came and sang at the Disaster at the Nederlander.
So I had a show called Disaster on Broadway that James, one of the producers of, if you don't know, and it was like a 70s disaster movie. And one of the big songs, this woman's trying to find her dog in Act 2, and she's looking for the dog, and she's singing come to me, to the dog. And we contacted France Joli, who actually came to the Broadway show and performed after Disaster for Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS. And it was incredible. That song is so stunning. First of all, you look 20 years old. How old were you when you recorded Come to Me?
I was 15 when I recorded it, and it came out when I was 16.
Wow.
How did you have that stunning voice at such a young age? Did you grow up singing musical theater and church pop? How'd you get the voice?
Well, I sang on key when I was born. And my grandma is a opera singer.
Oh.
And so it's in the family. And I've been singing since I could talk. So yeah, it's always been in my genes, I guess, And I remember when I was 4 years old, I said to my mom, I said, I want to be a singer, a star. And I said, international star.
I love it. And by the way, it happened at such a young age.
Yeah.
That sounds so rangy and so incredible.
I mean, did you have any idea when you recorded it or when it came out, like what you would have expected? I mean, it was such a huge international hit, like Seth said.
You never know. I mean, I had such a great feeling about the song. I believe the song was very special and the production was quite amazing, but that's all I knew. But when it started going, signing with the record company, and then hearing my song on the radio, seeing my posters all over New York City, because back then they used to put posters, right? Right. And of course, my first time when I saw the posters all over, I was kind of posing because I couldn't wait to get recognized. So I was kind of posing like my in a hotel, and it didn't work. Nobody knew me, but after a little while, I mean, I was walking down New York City, in the streets, and people would recognize me, and so it was amazing. It was absolutely amazing, and then traveling around the world, and and you're never ready for this, right? Especially when you're 16 years old, you're never ready for this.
What was one of the most amazing experiences you had touring the world? Like a private jet or meeting the prince or what?
Actually, my biggest thrill was meeting Michael Jackson. When we had the same management in the 80s. And I met him when he was doing the video for Bad. Yeah. Is it? Anyway, I don't remember, sorry. But I remember going into his trailer and sitting down next to him and just chit-chatting. And of course, I was melting away because I was next to Michael Jackson. And then he kind of put his arm around me and he said, "You're the one that sings." And then he goes to my ear and starts singing "Come to Me." Mm-hmm. Right? I mean, that's huge. For me, it was like, and then, I came back home and started dreaming I was marrying Michael Jackson,
Right. Okay, so what I love is that, by the way, Franz still has the most amazing voice. So you're going to actually recreate your song. Now, by the way, the sound is always crazy. So just people watching.
Oh, yeah, it's to be expected and it's okay.
But we just want to be back. We call it sort of like comfort TV, like the stuff that makes us feel good.
And I was thinking, before you start, we did get some more donations, and I forgot to read them earlier.
And this is just a smattering of the donations we get.
But I also, before reading them, I was thinking, I was singing the song to myself, and the lyrics are actually so perfect for right now, about coming together. And,
even as we're separated.
And not being apart, yeah. So in that spirit, we want to thank Charlie from Wisconsin, who donated $50 today, Brian from Arizona, $100, Kristin from Texas gave $50, Donna from New York, $50, Jill from New York, $20.
Wow.
From New Jersey, $50, Catherine from New York, $100, Aaron from California, $50, Wendy from Connecticut, $25, and Carol from California donated $100. Thank you all so much.
Everybody. Thank you, Franz. Okay, so we're going to go off screen so you can have the whole thing to yourself.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Okay, I'm all alone. Hi, guys. I'm going to be singing myself, just setting myself up here. But I'd like to dedicate this song to all the people around the world who are staying home and fighting this crazy thing going on, and just to flatten the curve and to end this pandemic. So thank you guys for doing what we need to do. And as you said, Seth and James, I think the lyrics really mean a lot to me, especially in this time of isolation. So here we go. Let's do it. Oh, here we go. Yeah. Come to me when you're all alone and feeling down. Come to me when there's nobody else around. Come to me, I'm still waiting, open arms for you. Come to me, 'cause I will comfort you when you've no one to turn to. I will be here just for you. Here's some disco, guys. Come to me when your world is empty and cold. Come to me when you need someone you want to hold. Come to me. In my arms I will keep you safe and warm. Come to me. I will shelter you from the storm. I'm not one to pretend. Why can't you understand that I love you and I love you and I need you. Yes, we need each other and I want you and I love you and I love you. Oh, there's the male part. You guys want to sing? Come to me, I'll give you all the love you need. 'Cause I have love just for you. Ooh, and another disco break, yeah! I don't have all my bling on, sorry. Come to me when your world is empty and cold. Come to me when you need someone you want to hold. Come to me. In my arms I will keep you safe and warm. Come to me. I will shelter you from the storm. I'm not one to pretend. Why can't you understand that I love you? And I love you. And I need you. And I want you. And I love you. And I love you. And I need you. And I want you. Come to me. Oh, that was and I need you. And I want you.
Oh my God, that was so great. So many.
As you can tell, my throat's a little.
You sound the same. That's what Dr. Grandma was in college. Remember dancing to that at Yale? Exactly. Oh my God, that was so great. Everyone's obsessed with you. Just want you to
Thank
see.
you.
Everyone loves you. All right, Jolie, you totally cheered us up.
Thank you.
Stay socially distanced. Thank you so much. I'm going to thank everybody else. Bill Berloni, goodbye to you. I'm going to bring you on. Say goodbye.
Bye, guys. See you tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll
Yes.
see you tomorrow.
Bye, Dr. Donald Cook. See you all later. Thank you so much.
I want to thank you guys for doing what you do. You guys are wonderful. Mwah. Thank
Good
you.
restaurants. 8 p.m. tonight Eastern. Bye.
Will Chase and Ingrid Michaelson.
Tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern. And broadcast.